Welcome to G3, a video and podcast series from 702 Communications. In this series, we review tech that makes our lives easier and our homes smarter. We also visit with guests from our community who create, share, and use that tech every day. In this episode, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite hobbies, video games. I've been a gamer for about 40 years now, and while I find less and less time to game, one of my favorite franchises just released a new game, so I had to talk about it. Today, I'm going to talk about Borderlands 3. So Borderlands 1 and 2, I played for a long time. I played a lot of Borderlands 1 and 2. My kids play Borderlands with me, which probably doesn't get me Parent of the Year. My dad plays Borderlands, so there's been a lot of longevity and a lot of hours in this game. I've waited a long time for Borderlands 3. It came out just last week, and I just had to show you. So let's get right into Borderlands 3. All right, so I'm going to show you some of the new stuff real quick that's cool about Borderlands. In the old Borderlands, when you're playing with your friends, you'd get to different loot chests with different weapons and whatever, and you'd have to decide who was going to get what. You had to share. In the new game, they've got two different modes. So we can, number one, choose a difficulty. So if you've never played Borderlands or you're a more casual gamer and you want to select easy, you can select easy mode. I've put too many hours into this to select easy mode, so I'll select normal. But the group mode is what's interesting here. So they've put a cooperation and a coopetition mode in. So in cooperation mode, all the loot you find is dropped for you and unique to you. So if I'm playing with Tucker, for instance, and we're both playing together, we're going to see different loot drops, so we don't have to share loot anymore. We're each going to get something customized to our character, so that's really cool. What else is the other thing that's really cool in cooperative mode is if you're brand new to the game and I've been playing it for 20 hours again, you can still hop into my game and it's going to scale enemies to your level. So I'm seeing a level 20 something to fight, you're seeing a level 1 thing to fight, and everybody can play at any level. So that's super, super cool. If you don't like that, if you just want to go into how it's always been played, you can play that too. So there's no level balancing here. If you're level 20 in regular mode and your friend is level 5, they're probably going to get killed, like it says on screen. You either protect them or you don't, and they'll die. So anyway, that's a cool addition to Borderlands 3. That's one of the additions that I like. They've done a lot of other things that I don't like as much, but we'll get into that. So let's go ahead and take, I'm at level 14 right now. Let's hop into some Borderlands 3. So I will say that it's got, the animation is great in Borderlands 3. It's built on the previous two. It's refined it a little bit more, but you still have that Borderlands look and feel. They've put a lot into this, and so it is super slow to load. I'm kind of just making audio content for you all as this is kind of trying to load right now. That's one of the frustrations I'm having with this game. Another frustration I have is with the menu structure, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So right now, you can see that we've got just pretty classic Borderlands here. You've got to run around right now. You've got your waypoints. Your maps are still pretty good. Classic mayhem. Good shotguns. One of the things that they were advertising in Borderlands 3 was you've got like bazillions of guns now. They've put a lot more. They put a lot more options on each gun, so there are more different combinations of weapons. So you literally can have millions and millions of combinations of weapons that can spawn for you. So that's kind of cool. storyline, classic, very mature content in the storyline. But like I say, for somebody who's been in Borderlands for as many years as I am, this is kind of what you expect from this game. It's not something... Oh, trouble. I just found an enemy that I couldn't... Also, one of the changes in Borderlands is, I think in the first 2 games, with just a little bit of caution, you could kind of coast through the main story. This is not the case in Borderlands 3. You do kind of have to be a little bit more cautious than maybe you're used to being when playing Borderlands, which I don't hate. But, so let's talk about something I do hate. The menu structure in Borderlands is now awful. It used to be really instantaneous. If you hit the menu button, you could get the menu up. As I'm shifting between maps, they've changed the map entirely, so it's harder to get to the fast travel network. They've put a lot more in it so that you can do a lot more in the map, but like I say, they've complicated it too. As I'm going around here, I think the thing that I hate the most in this menu structure is you used to be able to quickly look for other weapons in the same type. Like, I've got a shotgun out here, so if I want to find another shotgun, I've got my weapons sorted by type, but not really. I mean, oh, here's my shotgun. But it used to have headings, you know, where you could find all your stuff, and now it doesn't, and that's frustrating. And it's worse when you get to a part where you're actually going to try to sell a gun somewhere. But you've got 4 new Vault Hunters. You've got a storyline that is engaging, but at the same time frustrating. You know, in the earlier ones, they did kill off some main characters. At this point in this story, one of the main characters has been pretty severely nerfed. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. I'm not reading any spoilers on it because I got to find out how that goes. They've added radiation damage weapons, which is brutal, but it's an interesting addition. I would love to have somebody else helping in this map right now. And that's the other thing. Like I say, it's not as easy as previous versions of this game have been, but that's okay too, because I put a lot of hours into. You put a lot of hours into the game, and it can be a challenge, and that's great too. So. Okay, so like I say, I'm pretty new into this game yet. I'm just level 14. I'm just doing a little bit on the story, but I'm already involved enough that I'm definitely going to see how this all goes, and I can imagine, even with the frustrations that a lot of us are having with the game, that there's going to be plenty of reason for me to put plenty of hours into Borderlands 3. So if you're a Borderlands fan, if you've played 1 and 2, of course you're going to play 3. Even with some frustration about how they've changed some different things. So I'm coming around, and Gearbox has been pretty good about patching. They released a patch yesterday. It looks like they got another patch out today. So they're doing what they can to improve the game experience too. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to stream for 12 hours or whatever as I play Borderlands, but I might be tempted to go home now after this shoot and play some more. So that's a wrap for this episode of G3. I hope you liked my quick little look here at Borderlands 3. If you did, let me know. Comment on the video, like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends about us, because we've got more great content coming up. And don't forget to check out my guest appearances on Valley News Live's North Dakota Today, where I dive into more of my favorite tech. Until next time, I'm Brian Cromit. This is G3.